Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all being here. I'm Po Zhen Yang, and my professor is Meng Chong Zhen. My research topic is User Experience Study on Self-Checkout System of Hypermarkets in Taiwan. First, let me introduce about the self-service technology. In recent years, retailers have increasingly introduced self-service technologies into retail environment to improve the quality of the consumer purchase and the traditional manual checkout process. For consumers, self-service offers convenience and autonomy and save cleaning time. Previous studies have found that consumers prefer self-service technology over traditional services because it is more convenient and avoid contact with the service personnel. According to the literature, the annual group installed more than 3,000 self-checkouts in the hypermarkets across Japan from 2009 to 2030, resulting in 139% increase in the number of kiosks. Second, the Carrefour brand in Taiwan has also introduced self-checkouts to its 124 stores since 2019, and other hypermarket operators have also started to embrace self-service technologies. However, according to the Tensor's research, 84% of the consumers require assistance from the store staff when using the self-checkout, while 60% actually prefer the traditional self-checkout. The fourth, in the hypermarkets, staff members are available at the self-checkout kiosk to help consumers get familiar with the adapt to the new technology. This study evaluated the usability of the self-checkout kiosk in the two hypermarkets in Taiwan, including hardware operation and the display of the self-interface information. In terms of the research methodology, this study targeted two major brands of the hypermarkets in Taiwan, namely Store A and Store B. Both hypermarkets adopt 24-inch vertical screen with additional barcode scanner, statement printers, easy card sensor, and a credit card machine with different functional devices around the screens. We invited 30 subjects who have never used a self-checkout machine before to conduct the test experiment, including 50 subjects in Store A and 15 subjects in Store B. The experiment required the subjects to complete 4 tasks. For task 1, the subjects were asked to enter their cell phone numbers for membership confirmation. In task 2, the subjects were asked to scan 5 items in different packaging and confirm the details on the screen interface, including bottled water, baked biscuits, stationery with minimal weight, fruits, and clean products. In task 3, the participants were asked to select e-receipt option from the options of 6 types of receipt details on the interface, and follow the instruction to complete the setup. In task 4, the subjects were asked to choose the credit card payment among the 5 payment methods. Then, among the various hardware devices around the kiosk to locate the correct credit card device to complete the payment. Throughout the experiment, video recordings were made in time. After completing the task, the participants were asked to complete the system usability score, the NASA questionnaire, and the semi-structured interviews to understand difference in functionality and the evaluation of the interface between the two self-checkout kiosks. Results and discussion. We found that there is a significant difference between the two stores in terms of the operating time for task 2, task 3, and the total time. The operation time of Store B was longer than that of Store A. According to the results of the interviews, 7 people in Store B were unable to scan the products into the system during the experiment in task 2. The frequent operation errors increased the operation time and the psychological stress. In the test of the setting up received in task 3, 10 participants in Store B report that they could not find the correct option. The reason for this is that the color of the buttons is gray, as well as the meaning of the Chinese text is not easily understood. Compared with the interface design of Store B, the buttons of the Store A have a different color and a more concise text. In terms of the interface format, The system in step A used an illustration interface. It was found that all 15 participants clicked on the illustration in the interface, because later instructional guide will appear on screen after clicking on the illustration. But in fact, there was no such function. In addition, 10 people operated the wrong hardware device, and 7 people were unable to find the correct hardware device through the illustration on the interface. The system of the step B used a photo-based interface. In test 1, 5 people could not find the button because the interface contained a lot of text, photos, and advertising image that distracted the user's attention. And the color of the button was gray, which was not easy to find. In test 4, 9 people operated the credit card device incorrectly. Even though there was instruction in the form of photos on the screen, the participants would simply ignore the information in the photos. In terms of system usability score, the score of the two stores were rating C and rating F, respectively. After comparing the SUS score in the table below, we found that the interface designs of the self-checkout in both stores did not fully meet the operational needs of the subjects, and there's still room for improvement. Based on the NASA TIL's weighting scores, it was found that store B scored higher than store A. The mental domain and the temporal domain of the two stores ranked first among all sub-scores. The results of the interviews indicated that although the self-checkout kiosks were equipped with a multiple hardware device, the interface information was not effective to helping the subjects understand how to operate the kiosk, thus consuming a high level of mental effort. Coupled with the long queues, the duration of the perceived operation time was even longer than that of the actual operation when encountering operation problems. Finally, I make a conclusions. This study helped to understand whether the interface and the process pumped of the self-checkout service in the two hypermarkets in Taiwan are easy to follow and operate for first-time consumers. The study finds that the illustration-based interface does not effectively help consumers locate the corresponding physical device. It easily confuses users with the functional interface components and causes operational errors. The photo-based instructional interface contains a large amount of information, which is easily ignored by the test subjects and does not achieve the effort of hint. The initial experience affects consumers' willingness to choose the kiosk next time. Only 46% of all respondents say they would be willing to try the kiosk again next time. The fact that customers still have to seek assistance from the two associates dispatched to the store in case of an error is the main reason for preferring manual checkout, in line with Tesla's findings. The future design of the interface should aim at short and precise operation and easy access to information to enhance the efficiency of the self-checkout. Lastly, let's describe the process of the new design proposal for this study. We will design two formats of the teaching interface, an illustration one and a photograph one. The way to mark the location of the hardware is to number the hardware device and to use the arrows to guide the actual location of the hardware devices. The next stage of the study will be conducted by multiplying 2 by 2 for a total of 4 design samples. Meanwhile, based on the results of previous interviews, the interface design of the 4 operation tests were improved. The progress bar was added at the top of the interface, and the buttons and the information of the frequently used options were distinguished by color and size, and the text information was assisted by icons. The next phase of the experiment will not only compare the difference in the evaluation of the 4 design samples, but also compare the experimental performance of the two stores. Thank you for your attention.